As we get older, our bodies change. It's just a fact of life. But did you know that the foods you've enjoyed for decades could suddenly start working against you? What if I told you that 5 everyday items, maybe even sitting in your kitchen right now, could be quietly raising your risk for chronic illness or even a serious bout of food poisoning? In this video, we're breaking down the 5 foods that health experts are strongly advising anyone over 60 to limit or avoid for a longer, healthier life. So stick around, because a few of these might just shock you. And number 4 is something millions of seniors have every day, with no idea how it could dangerously interact with their prescription medications. First up on our list are processed and red meats. We're talking about everything from hot dogs and bacon to deli meats and salami. For years, these have been go-to foods, loved for their convenience and savory flavor: a quick sandwich for lunch, a hot dog at a barbecue. They're woven into our daily lives, but as we enter our 60s and beyond, our bodies process foods differently, and what was once a simple meal now comes with a serious warning. Doctors and nutritionists are raising a major red flag about eating them too often. The main reason? They have a strong, consistent link to some of the most common diseases of aging. So what makes these meats so risky as we get older? The first big issue is the chemical preservatives. Most processed meats are loaded with nitrates and nitrites. When you eat them, these compounds can form something called N-nitroso compounds in your body. Think of these as tiny troublemakers that, as extensive research shows, can directly damage the DNA of the cells lining your colon. Over time, that damage can lead to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. Eating just 50 grams of processed meat a day, that's about 1 hot dog or 2 slices of deli ham, has been shown to increase colorectal cancer risk by about 16%. And as we age, our body's natural DNA repair systems become less efficient. This means that when cellular damage occurs, it's more likely to accumulate, making it harder for our bodies to fight off the changes that can lead to cancer. You might have seen products labeled nitrate-free or uncured, and thought they were safer. But most of them use celery powder as a preservative instead. Celery powder is a natural source of nitrates that still convert to nitrites in your body, creating a very similar risk. It's a clever marketing trick, but biologically the danger is still there. Beyond the cancer risk, these meats are packed with sodium, often used to preserve them and enhance flavor. A single 2-ounce serving of deli turkey can pack over 500 milligrams of sodium. Considering that older adults should aim for no more than 1,500 milligrams per day, that one sandwich ingredient uses up a third of your entire daily budget. For older adults, who are already more prone to high blood pressure, that's a huge problem. All that extra sodium makes your body hold on to water, increasing your blood volume. This forces your heart to work harder and raises the pressure on your arteries, leading to hypertension, which is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. And let's not forget the saturated fat. Both red and processed meats are full of it. This unhealthy fat directly raises your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. As our metabolism slows with age, it gets tougher for our bodies to manage cholesterol. High LDL leads to plaque buildup in the arteries, a condition called atherosclerosis, which is a main cause of heart attacks. So, what's the fix? It's not about cutting out protein, but about making smarter choices. Instead of prepackaged deli meats, try roasting a chicken or turkey breast at the beginning of the week. You can slice it up for sandwiches or salads, and you have complete control over the sodium and seasonings. Plant-based proteins are also fantastic. Lentils, chickpeas, and black beans are full of fiber and protein, and can be used in soups or even as a sandwich filling. They have been shown to actually lower cholesterol. And fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, is a heart health superstar, packed with anti-inflammatory omega-3s. By making these simple swaps, you're not just dodging a risk, you're adding something that truly nourishes your body. Next up is a category of food that poses a more immediate threat, especially for those over 60: raw or undercooked eggs and seafood. This includes tempting dishes like eggs with runny yolks, homemade Caesar dressing, raw oysters, and sushi. While these items are delicacies, the risk of severe food poisoning for older adults is simply too high, turning a meal into a potential health crisis. The problem starts with our immune system. As we age, our immune response naturally gets a bit weaker in a process called immunosenescence. This means our bodies are less effective at fighting off harmful bacteria. At the same time, our stomachs often produce less acid. This gastric acid is a powerful first line of defense, so with less of it, more pathogens can survive and make their way into our system where they can cause infection. This combination makes seniors much more likely to get seriously ill from foodborne bacteria. In fact, the CDC reports that nearly half of people over 65 who get sick from common bacteria like Salmonella or Listeria end up in the hospital. What might be a minor issue for a younger person can quickly escalate into a serious medical event for a senior. Let's get specific. Raw and undercooked eggs are a major source of Salmonella, which can cause fever, cramps, and severe diarrhea. For a younger person, it might just be a miserable few days. But for a senior, the resulting fluid loss can cause dangerous dehydration, putting a huge strain on the kidneys and heart. Raw seafood, especially shellfish like oysters, carries its own risks. Oysters are filter feeders, so they can accumulate bacteria from the water. One of the most dangerous is Vibrio, which can cause an infection called vibriosis, leading to everything from diarrhea to life-threatening bloodstream infections, a risk that is significantly higher for older adults. Sushi and other raw fish can also contain parasites and bacteria. While reputable restaurants have freezing protocols to kill parasites, this process doesn't eliminate all bacterial risks, and cross-contamination during preparation remains a concern. Thankfully, the solution here is simple and straightforward. Cook your food thoroughly. For eggs, this means they should be cooked until both the yolk and whites are firm, with no runny parts. If you're making something that calls for raw eggs like a homemade sauce, look for pasteurized eggs at the store. Pasteurization kills harmful bacteria without cooking the egg. For seafood, the rule is to cook fish to an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, or until the flesh is opaque and flakes easily. With shellfish like clams and mussels, only eat the ones that have opened during cooking. A closed shell is a clear sign something is wrong, so toss it immediately. When it comes to your health, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Coming in at number 3 is a double whammy that's everywhere in our modern diet: sugary drinks and highly processed snacks. This includes soda, sweet tea, many fruit juices, cookies, cakes, chips, and a lot of breakfast cereals. We often grab them for a quick treat, but for anyone over 60, they can quietly sabotage your health. The core issue is that they're loaded with added sugars and refined carbs, with almost zero nutritional value. When you drink a soda or eat a sugary snack, your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas then has to work overtime, pumping out insulin to get that sugar out of your blood. After 60, many of us already have some level of insulin resistance, meaning our cells don't respond to insulin as well as they used to. Constantly hitting your system with sugar can push it toward type 2 diabetes. This roller coaster of sugar spikes and crashes also fuels chronic inflammation, which is now seen as a root cause of many age-related diseases from heart disease to arthritis. Let's talk about juice for a second. Many people think 100% fruit juice is healthy, but most commercial juices have been stripped of their fiber. Without fiber, the sugar in juice hits your bloodstream just as fast as the sugar in a can of soda. Processed snacks are engineered to be hyper-palatable. That's a fancy way of saying they're so packed with sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats that they trick your brain into wanting more, even when you're full. This leads to weight gain and provides empty calories, energy with none of the vitamins and minerals your body actually needs to function well. So, what should you reach for instead? Focus on whole, real foods. Instead of sugary drinks, try water infused with lemon or cucumber. Unsweetened herbal tea is another great option. If you want something sweet, grab a piece of whole fruit. An apple has sweetness, but it's bundled with fiber that slows down sugar absorption. For snacks, a handful of unsalted almonds or walnuts is perfect. Plain Greek yogurt with berries offers protein and gut-healthy probiotics. Sliced veggies with hummus give you that satisfying crunch. By swapping out these processed items, you make room for foods that will actually boost your energy, support your brain, and help you feel your best. This next one might be the biggest surprise on the list because by itself grapefruit is incredibly healthy. It's loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants. So why are doctors warning seniors about it? The reason has nothing to do with the fruit itself and everything to do with the way it interacts with a huge number of common prescription drugs. The problem is a group of compounds in grapefruit called furanocoumarins. You can also find them in a few related fruits like pomelos and Seville oranges. These compounds interfere with an important enzyme in your body known as CYP3A4. This enzyme's job is to break down and metabolize dozens of common medications. When you eat grapefruit, these compounds block that enzyme. As a result, much more of the drug gets absorbed into your bloodstream and it can build up to toxic levels. It's like turning a regular dose into a massive overdose. Just 1 glass of grapefruit juice can cause this effect, and it can last for up to 3 days. So just taking your pill at a different time of day won't work. The list of medications that interact with grapefruit is long and includes more than 85 drugs. Many are commonly prescribed to older adults. For instance, certain statins used to lower cholesterol can become dangerously potent, increasing the risk of a severe side effect that leads to muscle breakdown and kidney damage. Some blood pressure medications can also be affected, causing a sharp, dangerous drop in blood pressure that could lead to falls. Other affected drugs include some anti-anxiety meds, antihistamines, and corticosteroids. Given how serious these interactions can be, the advice is very clear. If you take any prescription medication, you need to talk to your doctor or pharmacist specifically about grapefruit. They can tell you if your medication is on the list. Many pharmacies put a warning sticker on the bottle, but it's always best to be proactive and ask. The safest bet for many seniors, especially if you're on multiple medications, is to simply avoid grapefruit altogether. Looking for an alternative? Other citrus fruits like navel oranges and clementines are perfectly safe and don't have these compounds. This isn't about demonizing a healthy fruit, it's about understanding a very specific and serious risk that can come with age and changing health needs. Our fifth and final food group to avoid after 60 is one most of us already know isn't great for us: fried foods. We're talking French fries, fried chicken, donuts, anything cooked in a deep fryer. They're often the star of comfort food menus, making them particularly hard to resist. While a treat now and then might seem fine, regularly eating these foods can seriously harm an older adult's health, impacting everything from the heart to the brain. The cumulative effect can accelerate age-related decline, affecting your energy, mobility, and cognitive sharpness. When food is deep fried, it soaks up a ton of oil, making it incredibly high in calories. For seniors, who typically have a slower metabolism, this can quickly lead to weight gain. This excess weight puts significant strain on your joints, potentially worsening arthritis and making it harder to stay active, putting you at risk for diabetes and heart disease. But it's not just about the calories. The oils used for frying are often high in trans fats, which are especially nasty because they raise your bad LDL cholesterol while lowering your good HDL cholesterol. This is a double whammy for your arteries, leading to blockages that increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. The high-heat cooking process also creates harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These cause inflammation and oxidative stress all over the body, two of the main drivers of aging. They make tissues that should be flexible, like your skin and blood vessels, become brittle and stiff. They can make your skin, joints, and most dangerously, your blood vessels inflexible. And here's something new. Recent research has found a shocking link between fried foods and brain health. One study showed that a high-fat diet could trigger inflammation in the memory centers of the brain in older subjects in just a matter of days. This happened even before any weight gain showed up, suggesting these foods can have a direct and immediate negative effect on our cognitive function. Finally, fried foods are just plain tough on the digestive system. For a system that may be more sensitive with age, the heavy grease often leads to uncomfortable acid reflux and indigestion. The good news is, you don't have to give up the flavors you love, just the cooking method. An air fryer is a fantastic tool that gives food a crispy texture with just a tiny amount of oil. Baking, roasting, and grilling are also excellent flavorful alternatives. Instead of fried fish, try baking a salmon fillet with lemon and herbs. Instead of French fries, cut up some potatoes, toss them in a little olive oil and spices, and roast them until they're golden. By choosing healthier cooking methods, you get all the satisfying flavor without the harmful fats and compounds that make fried foods a poor choice for anyone over 60. So there you have it, the 5 foods that health experts recommend limiting or avoiding after age 60. We covered processed meats, raw eggs and seafood, sugary drinks and snacks, the surprising risk of grapefruit with medications, and fried foods. Making changes to your diet can feel like a big challenge, but it's also one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. It is never too late to start. Try starting small. Just swap out one of these items for a healthier choice this week. Your body will definitely thank you for it. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these foods do you think will be the toughest to give up? Sharing your experience might just help someone else take that first step. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on living a long and vibrant life. Thanks for watching.